Welcome back to the Student of the Game podcast. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It's free of charge. All right, so on today's edition of 31 Nights of Horror, we're going to talk about the movie Halloween from 1978, the original Halloween. All right, this movie here, I have to watch this movie. It's mandatory for me to watch this movie at least one or two times during the month of October. All right, because nothing gets me more in the feeling of watching Halloween horror movies than starting off with Halloween. All right. Now, every year I watch this movie, I notice something different, whether if it's the music or certain scenes and all that. But what's amazing is that all the years that I always watch this movie, the music, the score of this movie is perfect. It's perfect timing. Okay, every jump scare, every chase scene, the music is perfect. Okay, so shout out to John Carpenter for doing a hell of a job with that music. And the theme music is like probably the best of all movies. Because once you hear that, because I think even if you're a person who's never watched the Halloween movies, you know that's hey, Michael Myers coming. Michael Myers is coming. All right. Get the hell up out of Dodge. Michael Myers is coming. All right. Everybody knows. Like you play that song, you play that theme music, no matter where you at, you could be at a party, you play that. Oh, you got people looking over their shoulders. Like, oh, something's about to go down. Oh, it's Michael Myers? Hold up. What's going on? All right. But something that I did notice on this movie about a couple years ago, and I thought I was tripping. So I had to go to YouTube and Google to see if other people thought like I was thinking. And guess what? There were some other people who was thinking like I was thinking. In this movie here, like it's not really about Michael and Laurie. You know what I'm saying? It's more about Michael and Annie than it is Michael and Laurie. Okay? Talking about this one standalone movie here. Okay? This standalone movie here. Like it's to the point where it makes me believe that, you know what? If Jamie Lee Curtis didn't blow up the way it did, like maybe we would not have maybe the movies would not have been just about Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. Okay? You know, because I think part of that they did that because you want to capitalize off Jamie Lee Curtis' career, who was blowing up around that time. You know, she's a A-list actress, so I'm not gonna knock her. But when you just watch this movie, and let's say if you didn't watch any of the other movies, if you just watched, what if you did? Just watch this movie? Yeah, it's more about Annie than it is Laurie. Because remember, in the first one, there's no talk about Michael and Laurie being sister and brother. That was in the second one. All right, but when you think about it, it's not like when he got out of the psychiatric ward, he went and stalked Lori. No, he was at his house minding his own business. But Lori's father sent her over there to go drop something off. And he sees that she's dropped something off and he decides to follow her because he's like, okay, who is this? Who are you? You trying to sell my house? Who the hell are you? He follows her. Okay, she's at school and he's like, okay. He's standing in front of the school. Now I'm surprised campus security didn't see anything, but whatever. Or none of the neighbors didn't see anything, but that's a whole nother story. But she's walking home and he drives by. Now I'm not sure if he was stalking her and still following her, or if you know what? Guess what? His house is just a couple houses from her house, the way it was described at the beginning of the movie. But he stopped following her, and then he drove off. And then that's when Annie ran her mouth. She started talking ish. And then he stopped. I think he kind of backed up a little bit, but he stopped. Then he just kept going. Now I think right there, I think Annie reminds him of his sister that he unalived. And I think that triggered his trauma. I'm saying it like that because that's how Jamie Lee Curtis says it when she was promoting the movie. Trauma. All right. And I think that triggered something in Michael. And this is not making any excuses. I'm just trying to figure out rhyme and reason here. But I think that triggered something in him. And to the point where, you know what? It's like, he said, you know, I'm going to get her. He followed her to the house that where she was watching, she was watching Tommy. No, she was watching, I forgot the little girl's name. She was watching Lindsay. Okay. He goes over there and yeah, he stalks her and he unalives her. Now, the other two people who got unalive, Maybe they would not have gotten unalive if they wouldn't have never went to the house because he wasn't stalking them. They came to the house and he's like, well, okay, I got to get rid of all evidence. And part of getting rid of the evidence is getting rid of all of the witnesses. All right. Now, Lori walked across the street to go over there. Had Lori, if she wouldn't have walked across the street, there's no proof that he would have went across the street to go get her. But she walked across the street and she went inside there, and in the on the bed was the tombstone of Michael Myers' sister. He's placed his sister right there, the tombstone right there. And it's Annie laid out in the bed, laid out in the bed. Okay. To me, that it's like, okay, he didn't pose the other chick that he unalived with that tombstone of his sister. He posed Annie. I think Annie reminded him of his sister. Lori, she comes over there, and Michael's like, oh, we got another witness. I gotta get you. Okay. He didn't go after the little children because he's like, the little children didn't see anything, and it's already established that nobody's believing what these little children are saying. And that's another thing. Like the little boy Tommy Wallace, he kept saying the boogeyman is out there, is over there. Lori didn't decide to check up on her friend or anything. You know, sometimes you got to believe what kids say. Kids don't just make up things. They, I would have thought, hey, that little child saw something. He saw something. Okay, let me take this serious. All right. I feel like that episode of South Park. But no, it's taking me thorough talking about Man Bear Pig. But you know, but yeah, Lori runs, and then Michael starts to chase her because he's trying to eliminate all witnesses. That's what he's doing. Now, if you stop that movie right there with just that movie, well then that's it. That's it. There's no, like in the first one, there's no indication that, hey, yeah, I'm your brother, you're my sister, and all that. No. When I think about it, why did they have to make them brother and sister anyway? But you know that's what I'm grappling with right now. You know, but I still enjoy this movie. I still enjoy it. Like I say, next year, who knows? When I watch it, I might figure out something else on it, some other theory on it. But man, this movie here spawned a lot of sequels. Some good, some bad, some eh. But I enjoy this movie. Halloween. This movie here was the beginning of Jamie Lee Curtis becoming the Scream Queen. She's a legend, Scream Queen, and there's no doubt about that. And no matter what movie she does in her career, you know, Laurie Strode, that character right there, that's what she's gonna be known for the most, I believe. You know, she's a Scream Queen. But anyways, the character of Michael Myers, man, that dude there, man, like he moves at his own pace. He doesn't run. You know, he's just like, hey man, you know, he follows that philosophy. It's like, hey, I'm gonna allow you to mess up. You know, you're gonna make this easy for me. You're gonna mess yourself up. And that's what happens. And you know, we should take some of that advice from Michael Myers, you know, that he does, is that, you know, when people hating on you and talking this and that, you know, hey, just keep quiet, move silent, move slowly. Guess what? They're gonna trip their own selves up. They always trip them up, their own selves up in these movies, man. So Michael, but guess what? Your opponent, he or she is not going to trip themselves up if you show impatience. You got to have the patience of Michael Myers, okay, and have your opponent or those who are against you and your haters just straight up trip, so they can trip up on themselves, man. You know. But anyways, yeah, I enjoy this movie, man. I love this movie. Halloween 1978. Thank you all for tuning in. Please share your thoughts on the movie Halloween 1978 in the comment section. Thank you all for tuning in once again. Student of the Game Podcast, 31 Nights of Horror. Peace out.